afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am PZ E100 and we are back with another tank review. Some people wanted this as a review, so I thought as it has just been nerfed, I'll make a review on it. It is the PZ E100, the German tier 10 tank destroyer, pretty much a super heavy, and it is an absolute beast. Let me just go through all my loadout. So I use 12 AP, 7 heat and 5 HE. Even with the 7 heat, you're not going to use, you maybe use 1 or 2. You really don't need 7. Now, I used to use the engine power boost. I'm not sure why, so I'll change that to the repair kit, the remote repair kit, and the adrenaline, which is what I use for the consumables, which is pretty much the standard adrenaline you use pretty much on anything that's not an autoloader. And then I use the improved fuel, the chocolate, and the chocolate for my provisions. And then we move on to equipment. So I use the calibrated shells. It still gives over, it's about 418 penetration. It used to be about 460 or something like that before the nerf. So 418 is still well enough. It's still plenty. So I use that. I use not the gun rammer. I don't use the gun rammer. So I use the calibrated shells, and then moving on, if I into the middle on the first row, the fatality, I use the improved modules, and then I use the improved optics, because I'm not really staying in one position. I always move around pretty much. So moving down to the next line, I use the gun lane drive, I use then the armor, and then I use the improved control. And then the last line, all I use is the V-stabs. The last two are not really worth using your spare parts for. So the V-stabs is pretty much a must on any tank. And so moving on now, let's have a look at quick tank compare. It has got 3,207 DPM, which is near enough in line with a lot of the other TDs. But you've got to remember, we use calibrated shells. So as soon as we change to calibrated shells, it does drop down to 2,983. 800 alpha, which is, again, plenty enough. It's lovely. 3.73 rate of fire, and it's a 16-second reload. So the difference between the rammer and the calibrated shells, I think it's just like over 1 second, 1.5 second reload, but you're getting 418 mil a pen on your heat, which is, for me, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. And the nerf it hasn't really affected, because like I said, you had 460 mil of pen on your heat, and now you've got 418, which is still more than enough, which plenty more than enough. So you've got the aim time, which is 2.45, which is okay. The dispersion, the gun depression, sorry, which is 6 degrees, which is okay. And then you've got your whole armor, which is 200 mil, and your turret armor, which is pretty much nothing at all. So the bottom plate is easily pinnable, so you've got to try and hide your bottom plate and angle for your cheeks, because your cheeks can be penned, but angled it is hard to pen. And never let a Death Star get to the side of you, because the side of your turret you can be easily heshed. So I've got 3 battles for you, 2 of them which is the before the nerf, and then one of them which is after the nerf, which is what I've just played literally just before this recording this, I had my first battle since it had been nerfed, so I have chucked that in as well. So straight away, the enemy have only got one medium, so we go right, which is usually the way we go, and then we just stick onto this corner. We get the IS-7, we take one shot into him. He does take the shot into us, but I do more damage, which is fine. And now we've got the IS-7 that is here with us, and you can see I'm just using this little ridge, the corner of the ridge, just as protection, because there is a few shots there. And then we get one 480 bounce, because they can't see my hull, which is in a good position. And now we've got the E4 there that does take one shot into us, but we do get one into the side of his cheeks, which puts him down to a one shot. So yes, he got a shot into me, but I come off better than he has, because now he is a one shot and he is going to die. So that's him gone. We'll take one shot into the AMX, set him on fire, and then I've noticed the Object 268 that is behind. I'm trying to turn around, but the E75 won't let me. And he pushes all the way up the hill just to get some gun depression. And then he's pretty much dead. So the IS-7 rushes to kill him. And then there is an IS-4, so I do push down as well, because them two tanks versus the IS-7, the IS-7 will lose. So I back up. The Object 268 now is dead. We take one shot into the IS-4, and I don't want to go down because I don't want to get into a bit of trouble. So I wait until I can go down. The IS-7, IS-4 doesn't want to know me. We take another shot into the IS-4, and our IS-7 is a one shot, so I'm going to stay down for the time being. There is only 3 tanks left alive, and he gets one more shot into the IS-4, and then I managed to clean him up, and get rid of him. And that's pretty much all we do this battle. So it doesn't seem that we actually did a lot. We had a few shots. We've got the grill there that's just about to die. There's going to be no chance I'm going to get there in time, and he dies. So again, not a bad battle, didn't do much, but because of the alpha on this thing, it's another tank where you finish the battle and you think, whoa, how did I get 5.1k damage? But we did 5.159k damage. We make a little bit of credits, and we only fired seven shots. So again, moving on to our next battle. This one is a bit more tougher. I play it pretty much as a TD. We've got 4 TDs. The enemy have got 3 TDs. So straight away we come to the TD sniping spot, as if you want to call it. Sorry. And then we've got the tortoise here. Tortoise. However you want to say it. And then we've got the Object 140. Doesn't know what he's doing. Pushes straight on, and we get a nice shot into him. And we get a nice 640 bounce. So that's the Object gone. I don't know what he was doing. Bit crazy, bit of a YOLO machine. We do know there is a few TDs up in that position. So right in the corner, I do take a blind shot. And if you carry on watching further into the battle, you'll see that I did actually do some damage to someone. And I did actually do some nice damage. So there the AMX opens up the Conqueror. Doesn't take long for him to die. We've got the Waffle, takes one shot into him, and there is also the ST1 or the STI and the SU-122 that is open. So we know there is at least 4 tanks that are over there, but all of them was pretty much full health, so I know I didn't take any damage into them. The STI is pushing a little bit. The Conqueror I just can't see. So, and there's the Death Star that is on 678 damage. So I've done nearly 1200 damage into him. And at the end, I do see that I penetrate him twice, and I pretty much kill him. So I must have set him on fire, and I do 1200 blind shot damage, which I was extremely surprised about. But when they've got 3 TDs, you can almost guarantee that, even this side, this bush next to me, you can always nearly guarantee that someone is going to be there. And so I take the blind shot anyway, and I do 1200 damage. So I can see this Conqueror now pushing. I try and stop him in his tracks. He tries to angle up, but he's not angled correctly, which means I can take one shot into him and I'll leave him on 17 HP, which is always the way. So I do switch to HE to try and clear him up. There is no need, as our waffle takes him out. So now it's 4 against 5. That will soon become 3 against 5. The T30 is in the middle of the map, and pretty much they all push. In the background, you'll hear my son Kieran. He's playing away. In the meantime, the T30 is now dead. We get one shot into the side of the STI, and it's 3 against 5 now. So we've got our work cut out, and we've got a waffle that's got no armor. We've got a tortoise that is really slow and weak if they can get behind him. And then you've got myself, which is, again, I'm a turretless TD. So if they get behind me, we will be screwed. So the waffle takes a shot into the STI, puts him down to a one shot. And I was just waiting just to see if he pokes out, but that is not meant to be. So now I don't really want to wait here. I want to push them. It is 3 against 5. They've got a couple that are a one shot, so I decide to push the middle, where I've got hard cover sort of to the left, to the right, and in the middle. And straight away we catch the Death Star. We do miss. We should have aimed properly, but we do take a bounce from him, 900 or so damage bounce, and then a 400 from the SU. So the tortoise is coming to help me, and look, the Death Star there just pokes out a little bit too much, and we managed to clear him up. And now we've got the waffle open, but again I push out a little bit too much, and he does get a shot into me, and he moves away pretty quickly. So that was a great shot from the waffle, and then he goes into hiding. So now it's 3 against 3, which isn't too bad. The waffle's a one shot, the STI is a one shot, so it's looking pretty good for us now. We've come back. We're going to start pushing. Me and the tortoise is going to start pushing the waffle to try and get him gone. He was just around here, so I push forward. I know there's not a TD now in this spot, unless it was the waffle that went back, but he would have been open by now. So I start turning left now, and then that's where we open up the waffle. We get behind him, switch to HE, and we remove him from the game. So now it is 3 against 2. I take one shot or one bounce, which could only be the STI. The leopard is now spotted. He's only on 20 HP, so the tortoise or the waffle was going to take care of him. And then I'm going to push this STI, who again is a one shot. So it is looking really well for us three. We've done really well to come back from 3 against 5 and pretty much to win the battle. So we push forward. STI, we managed to get the turret shot, which was a bounce. I did switch to heat because at this time it's 460 mil a pen, but we still don't manage to pen the turret of the STI. But our friendly takes him out anyway, so we do win that battle. A nice battle, a well played battle from the three of us, and we do finish on 5.4k damage. It was again only second class, and between us we done pretty much 9k damage. So a very nice battle, and fair play to the tortoise and the waffle. I couldn't have done it without them. It was a great battle for us three. So now moving on to our last battle. Enemy have got 3 TDs. We've got 3 mediums, so I automatically think my mediums are going to push left. I don't really want to push right, because if my mediums go left and the enemy all go right and they all push, we will be screwed. And straight away we open up the T62. So if the T62 has gone right, pretty much the whole team, I think, would have gone that way. So I learnt this position from the man himself, Zenodium. He usually does this in this map. He goes straight to cap, and he starts capping, which is exactly what I'm doing here. And we do open up the team. So we take one shot into the AMX, we open up the YAG Panzer E100, and we open up the Object 268, and then there we have the T62. So it is not my intention to fully cap out. It is my intention to just sit here and drag the enemy out, because at some point they're going to have to push. So there we get the side of the YAG Panzer E100, doing 823, I believe, damage into him. And at the minute, no one's pushing us. No one wants to push us. So the YAG Panzer there, but then we get the side of the E4, which is a little bit more damage. So we take one shot into him. And again, we're just going to carry on capping. No one's attacking us yet. So we've got now the YAG Panzer. We get the bottom plate of him through the crates. And we get rid of him. So now, one tank down, two tanks down. The E4 is now gone. So I've pretty much had enough. No one wants to push me. If I would have stayed there, I would have probably capped it out. And we're going to push this Object 268, who is a big TD, got a big gun, and he takes out our T62. But in that meantime, I managed to take one shot into him, and I start backing up while I'm reloading. And now we've got the E100 behind me, but he doesn't want to know me just yet. And so we push forward just before we reload on the Object 268. He takes one shot into me, I take one shot into him, and now I'm just trying to ram him. He's got his reload on. We ram him to 24, and he's not letting us ram him anymore. So I switch to HE. Yes, I do damage myself just a little bit, but we do get rid of him. And now we've got the E100 that is trying to block us. With a high roll, he could kill me. But unfortunately for him, that doesn't happen. Leaves me on 36 HP, and it allows me to get another shot into him for a 700 alpha damage into him to get rid of him. So now we have only got one E100. I've got 3 modules damaged, and then we've got the side of the E100. I'm too far up against a building, so I do need to just push around a little bit. I can't get there. And then we leave him on 23 HP for our team. 28 HP for our team to rush him and take him out. So a nice battle. And again, this was the first battle after the nerf. And it clearly shows it makes no difference whatsoever. And we do finish on 5.993k damage. Again, make a little bit of credits. And this time we get the Mastery badge. 3 kills. 1442 XP, and this was the first battle after the nerf. So as you can see, it makes no difference whatsoever. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I am Meaty69. We have got a couple of reviews coming out soon. STB we've got coming out. I'm going to do the Louver. People want it. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.